November, everybody. It is me, TVB, and I'm here today to rank all the November films I saw this year from worst to best. I saw quite a lot of movies this month. Well, for my standards, a lot of movies at least. And November is just such a great month, not just for movies, but for a lot of things. Like, I had a really fun Thanksgiving, and I had a great time spending a week at my uncle's house last week, and yeah, again, saw some really good movies this month. And just November, it's like December, like the year is winding down. This is like such a great time to go see movies. And yeah, like I was really happy that it turned out, everything went out as well as it did. And it's just like, it's weird that 2017 is coming to a close. And just like a year ago, I was still in high school, and now I'm out here as a college student. I'm going home in 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. But anyway, let's get started. You know how these kind of videos work. I give you guys all the movies I saw this month, and then I like tell you which one I think is worst, all the way up to which one I think is the best. And like, yeah, I keep on, this list is based entirely off of my opinion and from what I've seen. So yeah, feel free to agree, disagree. Let me know what movies I should have seen in the comments. What movies I should be happy I didn't see this month. But without further ado, the worst movie that I saw this month is The Murder on the Orient Express. Not a bad movie. I actually liked this film. It's just I didn't like it as much as the other films that I saw in November of 2017 for quite a few reasons. Like, this film, like, apparently, like, this Murder on Orient Express, like, the third time they're adapting, like, that book into a movie. Like, I think the original was, like, in the 70s, and there's probably, like, another remake at some point. So, yeah, this film is nothing new. It's nothing original. It's a remake. It's, like, it's not breaking any new ground for murder mysteries by any means. But I will say, like, the characters, like, very interesting bunch of characters. Like, especially, Colin, what's the lead guy's name again? Hold on, let me just look him up right now. Yeah, he was really good as Hercule Poirot. Who's I'm sorry if you guys heard that. Someone on my floor just screamed. Yeah, it's a pretty fun time on here on Friday. All right, Kenneth Byrne, I think is what the guy's name is. I'm sorry, I'm keeping you guys waiting. Yeah, Kenneth Branagh, I think is how you pronounce his name. Yeah, he was awesome as Hercule Poirot, and he also directed the film too. So clearly, like the film looks great. It's shot really well, and it's well lit, and it's like, and the editing is on point. The sound effects are all good. It's just the other characters weren't exactly like, they weren't nearly as memorable as Hercule Poirot. And like Hercule Poirot, he's like the world's greatest detective, and yeah, I was engaged, like I was intrigued the entire time, because like I haven't seen the original nor have I read the book, so like I didn't know what was coming, but I'm pretty sure other people did. So maybe just the fact that this film has been retold so many times before probably is the reason why it wasn't that huge of a hit with the critics. But again, I as the average viewer who didn't know what to expect going in, I liked it. So yeah, again, not as good as the other films I saw this month, viewers, but definitely, but like I would still suggest seeing Murder on the Orient Express if you just want like a murder mystery, because murder mysteries are like one of the hardest genres to pull off. Like, because when you watch it, it's like again, poor writing stands like a sore thumb. Like you can have you can have a cliche. You can have a cliche murder mystery and still make it good. You just gotta write it well. Like again, it has to be one of those genres where you have to do it right. That's just the best way I can describe it. It's not like action movies or comedies or dramas or stuff like that, where like you can it's easy to rely on some tropes. But like with this, you really gotta be really, you gotta be a really talented writer to write a murder mystery or any kind of mystery film about. Like I want to write comic books, and I don't see myself pulling off like a murder mystery. Like I'll pull off plenty of other genres, I promise you guys that. But murder mystery, nah. Anyway, next on this list, I will say. Next film is Justice League. I was cautiously excited for Justice League. I loved Wonder Woman, and it's one of the best movies of the year in my opinion. And Justice League, again, of course I'm excited for it. It's Justice League. It's got Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, Flash, Aquaman, Cyborg, superhero mashup films. You can't not be excited for these things. But just like I saw Zack Snyder directing it, and the fact that it just looked way too rushed. That was my biggest worry. It's okay, this movie just feels way too rushed, especially because Aquaman, Flash, and Cyborg haven't even had their own movies yet. And actually, but I walked away satisfied. I mean, I get there's a lot of people just trashing this movie, But like I really liked it. The action scene's really fun, and like I thought all the characters worked well together, especially Ezra Miller as the Flash. Like I haven't seen the Flash TV show, but like this is like a different like take on the Flash from that. And like yeah, Ezra Miller, freaking Patrick from Perks of Being a Wallflower. Oh my god, the guy was brilliant. He delivered all the funny moments at all the funny at the right times. And yes, yeah, like the characters, I thought they all worked well together. But Steppenwolf, like like the DCEU, like their villains, even Wonder Woman had a lackluster villain. Like, you know, all the villains, just like they have not done a good job. They haven't had their Loki. They haven't had their Joker or their Bane. I mean, they had their Joker, but like he's not nearly as like good as Heath Ledger's Joker in The Dark Knight. But like Steppenwolf, like the guy's just so like forgettable and meh, you know. And like this film, I think the reason why this film didn't feel like the humongous mashup we all thought it was going to be, like how The Avengers was. This film felt more like the setup to what is to come of the DCEU. It's like, yeah, everyone's getting together and they're forming the team. This, like I said in my review, this Justice League movie is like the appetizer. Expect the next Justice League movie who, like, for the sake of argument, let's just say they're going to face Darkseid or someone like that. Yeah, when even more heroes come together to fight an even bigger threat, that's gonna be the main course. That's what's gonna be the epic mashup we all thought it was gonna be. And yeah, I am excited for Aquaman next year. I am excited for like Cyborg and Green Lantern Corps and Shazam and, you know, all the upcoming DCEU films. Yeah, and just like it's gonna be a pretty crazy like decade for superhero movies. Just the next, like, you know, 5-10 years. It's gonna be wild. And yeah, the direction, like everything looks great, and so the CGI is kind of noticeable at some scenes in Justice League, but I thought everything is put together. Like Zack Snyder, like I didn't find out that until I was done reviewing, but I found out that like he had to step down from director halfway through the project because his daughter committed suicide back in March, and I was actually pretty upset when I found out. Like I read a few articles on it, like Autumn Snyder, that was her name. Like she seemed pretty cool, and just suicide is just like such an awful thing that plagues our society. So that's why Joss Whedon had to step in as director. Oh, that reminds me. J.K. Simmons was wasted in this movie. Like, yeah, he's only in it for like a total of 5 minutes. And it's just like, you have J.K. Simmons. Use him. That's really more of a nitpick, but still a problem that I had with the film. But yeah, Justice League, like, Zack Snyder, I know you're not watching this, but like, my thoughts and my prayers go out to you, man. I'm sorry for your loss. Even though it's pretty old news, but still. But yeah, Justice League, it definitely made me more excited for the DCEU films that we're getting. And again, not as good as Wonder Woman. I wasn't expecting it to be as better than Wonder Woman. I was hoping it would, but I should have known it wouldn't. Anyway, next on this list is 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. I'll admit, it was a close call between this and Justice League over the third spot on this list. But ultimately, I wound up going with while I will say Justice League is a more entertaining film, I think the film is just overall a better movie, is 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Like, this film is, like, the characters, like, who plays the lead late? I gotta go back on Rotten Tomatoes for a second, I'm sorry. But yeah, all the characters, Peter Dinklage in this movie, Woody Harrelson especially is in this. And, yeah, he's really good as, like, the police officer, and, let's see here. Frances McDormand, I think that's how you pronounce her name. Yeah, she was great as a lead lady, and so is Sam Rockwell as like Woody Harrelson's like, you know, partner. And Lucas Hedges, who is in Manchester by the Sea, he's in this film as well as like as Mildred's son. And yeah, just like everything that happened in this film, I still am not entirely sure if this is based on a true story. I want to say that it is. Like I remember hearing somewhere that it was based off, or like at least inspired off true events. If it was, that's insane. And yeah, this film like it's not nothing big. It's like I won't be surprised if this film gets nominated for a few Oscars. There's quite a lot of stuff that happens throughout this film. It's like the characters, you don't know whether to like them or to dislike them. In the end, I just wound up doing both. Like Mildred Hayes, like the character, she's just like, she does some like really like WTF things throughout this film, but like, you know that there's a reason, and like just seeing like her backstory and her family situation, just like everyone like has something that you feel sorry for. And like I will say one thing with this film is that it's consistency in the second half. Like there's plenty of moments where you think it's gonna end, but it doesn't, and when it does end, it just ends so abruptly and just like, oh wow, credits rolling, okay, goodbye. But yeah, like 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, definitely a film I would recommend seeing. It's a it's a well put together film. And, yeah, great performances, great writing. It was very sharp. Like the execution, the film looked great as well. So I would highly suggest seeing Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, and I'd also highly suggest seeing the next movie on my list, which is Coco. Okay, when I reviewed Coco, my review not even a week went by, and my review for Coco already got like more than 1,000 views. Like I was not expecting my Coco review to be as big of a success as it was, and I didn't even put in my intro. I forgot to put my intro in my review. That stood out to me when I watched it when I was done editing. I was like, oh man, I forgot my intro. But like, in the end, who cares? Like you guys really liked the review, and I got a lot of new Mexican viewers now from that video. Like a lot of people from his, like Spanish speakers were leaving nice comments in Spanish in the comments section. And like, to those of you who commented on my Coco review, gracias. You guys actually made me consider learning how to speak Spanish. But yeah, Coco is just like, I really like this film. Like Pixar, again, I can't think of one Pixar film I've seen that I flat out disliked. I didn't mind Cars 2 actually, but Coco, like, again, this film, it's gonna win Best Animated Feature, like especially with its music as well. And this is how like the Pixar's animation, they never like they continue to like outdo themselves every time. Like you see Coco, you see like the Land of the Dead. It's just so like colorful and so detailed. The attention to detail in this film is so gorgeous. Like that one bridge that Miguel has across, so like, into the land of the living to the land of the dead. Like yeah, it's like you want to walk on it or just like roll around in it. And just the characters, I adore the characters in this movie as well. Like Miguel and Hector and like Miguel's family as well, and Mama Coco, like, and the kid who voices Miguel, Anthony Gonzalez, like this kid is the Ali Carvalho of this year. Like Anthony Gonzalez, this kid is going places. I really like. He's really talented. His voice performance for Miguel was fantastic, and he can really sing. Like I hope to see more of him in the future. And just like the characters, I will say that Coco's like storytelling, it does get rather predictable at parts. It's like I get it. Like this film, like it definitely does a great job at telling an original, like not original, but just like a very detailed and enthralling take on the whole Dias de los Muertos, I think that's how you say Day of the Dead in Spanish. Yeah, like the whole, like, again, this film is like the highest grossing movie in Mexico for a reason, let's just put it that way. But like the storytelling, it gets very reliant on, just Disney and Pixar tropes. So it's like, oh, the main kid wants to do this, but his parents will let him do it, so he runs off and like fulfills his dreams, and he meets some people, goes on an adventure, and like, oh yeah, the guy who he idolizes turns out to be the villain of it all. And so it's just like the antagonist. Like I don't think Coco did Coco even need an antagonist? Maybe not, but whatever. Like aside from that, the characters in this movie were all adorable, and just like again, the attention to detail was all spot on. And like there are like a few scenes that like had me tearing up, or like maybe had me feeling the feels. The feels, guys. Pixar knows how to make you feel the feels, and Coco is definitely a film worth seeing. If you haven't already, I insist you guys check it out. But next film, the second best movie that I saw this November was Thor Ragnarok. Like Thor Ragnarok. This film is just like, it was just such a great time. Like, and Thor, in my opinion, is my favorite out of all the Marvel heroes. That's just me. Don't crucify me in the comments for saying that. And yeah, like the first Thor film, the one 2011, is my third favorite Marvel movie. Second being Guardians of the Galaxy, and the first being The Avengers. And yeah, like, and Thor, like, of course I got really stoked when I found out he was getting another movie. And like Thor: The Dark World, it wasn't anything like, it wasn't like it's nothing to shout about by any means, but that was a fun film as well. And yeah, like I'm happy this is like a solid third entry in like the Thor movies. But yeah, like he and Hulk just work so well together in this film, especially because neither of them were in Civil War last year. But like this film definitely makes up for that. Like again, the chemistry between the two, and Hulk, being all this green monster itself, does a lot more talking. The dialogue is just so like, it's so sharp and it's so funny and witty. Like Loki's in this film as well, and like, there's so many funny scenes, especially when like they find out that Hulk is the champion of this of the Grandmasters world, who's played by Jeff Goldblum, and Tara Thompson as Valkyrie. Like she kicked ass as well. Like this film, like there's just a lot of fun to be had. Like Thor Ragnarok, and just And, like, how can you, like, the action scenes were just so well put together, and I just had a lot of fun. This film was just so much fun to watch, and that's why we go to see we go to see Marvel movies to have a good time. This film certainly delivered that, and like I saw this movie in 3D as well. The 3D movie is actually pretty solid. Like, it's totally enjoyable in 2D, but like the 3D, like usually with 3D in movies, it's like, oh, I'm paying extra just to put on a pair of glasses. Like, that's all it feels like to me. Like, you know, the 3D barely does anything, but the 3D actually was noticeable this time. So yeah, Thor Ragnarok, I would definitely suggest seeing it. Like, you know, especially with all the Marvel movies we're gonna get slammed with next year. I was like, oh goodness, Infinity War. You guys may have seen my trailer reaction for that. Oh, Infinity War looks so good. So is Black Panther, and hopefully Ant-Man and the Wasp will be, and the Wasp will, I think that's how it was called. Yeah, hopefully those will be awesome as well. But yeah, Thor Ragnarok, definitely go see it. Now, the best movie I saw this November is Wonder. This film, Wonder, was a 2-hour smile fest. And this film, like, I really felt for everyone. And like, it's a middle school, like, dramedy. It was so sweet and heartwarming, and just like, I just wanted to, like, Augie, who's played by Jacob Tremblay, who's the kid in Room, like, yeah, this kid's going places as well. I just wanted to hug him because, like, he gets bullied, and he's such a cool and nice kid, and you just wanted to hug him. And I also, like, really felt for his sister, and like, and all the problems she was going through, and the parents in this film, like, everyone in this film, like, this is such a likable cast of characters in this film, and all the performances are just so great. You watch it, and I was smiling. I was like, this is relatable for me. Like, I know what these kids are going through. I know what all these people are going through. I love that this film gives us multiple perspectives on all different characters as well. Like how it starts with Augie's story, and like then it goes to his sister's story, or like, you know, you get everyone's end of the stick, or I don't know if that's a good comparison, but whatever. Yeah. Wonder, like, I really hope this film gets nominated. Like, give Jacob Tremblay a nomination for best leading role or something like that. Like, the kid deserves it. Like, come on. Oh yeah, like, the reason why I'm thinking about the Oscars right now is that November, December, and October are like prime time, like, Oscar contender months. Like, this is when we start thinking like who's getting nominated for what this year. So yeah, I really hope Wonder gets nominated for at least something. And yeah, Stephen Chbosky, I hope that's how you pronounce his name. It probably isn't, but yeah, he wrote Perks of Being a Wallflower, and he directed this movie. His direction was very well put together. The writing was funny. It was just a really great time. Wonder. Like, I would highly, like, guys, please go see Wonder if you have not already. You will not be disappointed. All right, well, those are the best movies I saw this November. I hope you guys enjoyed the Far Cry Primal gameplay as well. I've had it sitting on my computer for a long time now. I finally get around to using it. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know, like, what films are you excited for? It's the end of the year. Like, oh, The Last Jedi is coming soon. Oh boy. All right, you guys have an awesome day.